lot of people are found by the first few days by the local first responders, but we're making sure and trying to look for that one person or few lucky people that maybe somehow survived.
The search for survivors. Teams in Biloxi and New Orleans going door to door trying to find people who are still alive. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michelle Vias. Texans are taking action right now to help the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Today, soldiers in Fort Hood loaded up Black Hawk helicopters and headed out. 240 members of the 4th Infantry Division are going to southern Louisiana to assist in the recovery efforts. And tonight, the first of up to 25,000 evacuees are in buses on the way back or on the way to the Astrodome in Houston, where they'll get a place to stay. Now, these are people who first gathered in miserable conditions in the Superdome in New Orleans after Katrina struck. And here in Austin, preparations are underway at the Tony Berger Center to care for refugees who have nowhere else to go. More on those stories in just a moment, but first, here's NBC's Steve Handelsman with the latest from New Orleans.
The final order to evacuate came with 80% of New Orleans still underwater. The floods not getting worse, but not receding much either. Thousands of people were still trapped in their homes. As sun set and New Orleans went pitch dark again, those who had been rescued headed out on foot.
We planning to go to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
New Orleanians are converging on the convention center and the overcrowded Superdome, where 10 to 15,000 people can't wait to leave.
Get us out of here! We want to get out of here!
Next to the dome, thousands.
You live to the Astrodome in Houston. KXAN's Jenny Hoff is there live with the latest on the thousands of hurricane victims who will seek shelter there. Jenny?
Michelle, the evacuees have not arrived yet, but the Red Cross says they have never encountered a situation like this before. They are not forced to just turn this stadium into a shelter. They're turning it into a city to serve 25,000 evacuees until December. Now remember, until just a few days ago, these people had homes, they had jobs, they had normal lives, and through no fault of their own, they lost everything. But those coming from the Superdome are not the only ones left stranded. And tonight, the story is not what's inside the stadium, it's what's right outside of it.
This is the closest to death that I ever been through.
Wilson Jones and his family have been in this car for 5 days, packed inside with 4 adults, 4 little children.
I wish they'd just arrest me, and just put me in jail for a few days and so. You know, I'll probably get some rest. I can't even rest properly, man.
This is all we have right now. The people we left with from Louisiana.
And you can find hundreds of families like these camped out in parking lots all over Houston with no place to stay. Their only reprieve, food and hugs from strangers.
Yeah, my kids were very blessed. And we saw a little bit on the TV, and we knew that there's some kids that are headed out here that don't have anything.
But you lost everything?
Every stitch of furniture and clothes I own. I lost everything.
We got to the store and we bought some cereals and sandwich meat, something that we know can stretch for the number of families we had.
Families who all thought they'd find shelter in the Astrodome.
And then they said we're not guaranteed to get in here, that this dome is set up for only the people that's in New Orleans Superdome, not for the people that's stranded in Texas.
They're now just waiting for those buses from the Superdome, hoping after losing everything they own to at least find their missing family members.
I have 2 daughters. We had to leave and I don't know where they are.
And we had a lot of family members over there. We don't know if they living or dead. We hoping we see them over here.
We are all out of luck.
Red Cross says for now they are only letting those 25,000 from the Superdome here, but you can call local Red Cross shelters to find other places for them to stay. Also, if you have family members who are expected to arrive here tomorrow, they ask that you please don't call in looking for them. SBC is setting up phone banks, cell phones, and internet connections so those family members can reach you. If you want to find phone numbers and learning how to volunteer, to donate money, or to find shelter, you can find all of them on our website at KXAN.com. Reporting live from Houston, Jenny Hoff, KXAN, NBC Austin.
And there are many of those hurricane survivors living in Austin hotels right now, but dozens are being asked to leave. KXAN's Sally Hernandez has a story of one family without a home.
Just looking at New Orleans, basically, I mean, it looks like everything is underwater.
And all Sylvia Frank can do is sit and watch, worried to tears that her home in New Orleans is gone. And money is quickly running out to keep her extended family of 25 living in this Central Texas hotel.
It's upsetting to see some of the other people and what they're going through. Especially, we saw people that we knew personally being rescued.
The hotel is offering them a discounted rate and even providing meals, but Sylvia feels guilty knowing that there are others suffering right now.
I can't even be happy. I can't even eat. I can't even sit down and have dinner because I'm thinking about the people who can't eat.
But that family of 25 can only stay here for so long. You see, the Holiday Inn Express here has overbooked for the Labor Day weekend. That means in a couple of days, all of the Louisiana refugees will have to pack up once again and leave.
We really wish we didn't have to leave. I don't feel like they're putting us out. I know that this is something was already here.
The supply obligation.
Okay, we knew this, but it just presented another problem.
The problem of where do they go from here?
We would have preferred staying put and not having to move anywhere else, but it looks like we're going to have to move Friday morning.
The family will likely move into the Red Cross emergency shelter at the Tony Berger Stadium with little money, clothes, or food, just each other.
We all need each other right now. Okay, it's not just happening here. There's devastation all over this world. It's just our time. Yep. And we need to face that, and we need to do everything together.
If you want to provide that family with clothes or shelter, or if you are a survivor in the Austin area in need of help, go to our website, KXAN.com. We have all the information you need. And tonight, KXAN's Rich Parsons is in Louisiana or near Louisiana with Austin firefighters on their way to help the victims in New Orleans. He joins us now live by phone. Rich, where are you and what's the latest?
Michelle, we're just a few miles now from the Louisiana border. We're just outside of Orange, Texas. Left Beaumont a few minutes ago where we picked up some last-minute provisions. Everyone in this caravan is loaded up with dozens of cases of water and non-perishable food. Some of the firefighters even bought a small dormitory-style refrigerator that they can hook up to one of their trucks to keep things as fresh as possible out here in the disaster area. But before we even left Austin, folks from the health department brought vaccinations around for all of us. So there we were in the parking lot getting shots before we left. They're very, very worried about the spread of disease in the disaster area, especially hepatitis A and tetanus. You can basically say we are embedded with this rescue strike force from Austin, Travis County. We're traveling with more than 3 dozen firefighters, paramedics, and emergency personnel from departments all over Austin and Travis County. It's a caravan of ambulances, a satellite command center, and support vehicles racing down I-10 as quickly as is safely possible to get there and help out. We know some of the team will head into New Orleans tomorrow to meet up with some Texans already there helping out with rescue efforts. We're told some members of Texas Task Force 1 helped with some 3,000 water rescues in and around the New Orleans area today, so very, very busy, very, very dire situation out there. Everyone here in our caravan, though, is very anxious to get there and begin helping out. A lot of need, and these folks are ready to get in the middle of it. Michelle?
Parsons, thank you very much. Good luck to you and all that emergency personnel, and Godspeed. After Hurricane Katrina, get ready to pay even more at the pump. Take a look at this. A gallon of regular unleaded reached nearly $3.50 a gallon at this station in Georgia, and prices topped $5 in other areas. Prices also jumped here in Central Texas, but not as much, or not as high rather, but government officials say you should expect to pay even more than you do now in coming days.
We're going to interrupt NBC's coverage to bring you more of the effects